Good evening, class. My research paper was on agenda melding. In agenda melding, two people agendas or goals are either combined to form a third agenda or the agendas are blended, allowing each person to keep their own agendas while still meeting the goals of the other person. This theory can be applied to any type of communication, including intimate relationships, business negotiations, and other interpersonal relationships. The insight that this theory provides to help you understand previous communication behaviors is that it can help you recognize when the agendas of two people have been successfully combined or blended. For example, if you were in a negotiation and both parties came to an agreement, you would be able to recognize that the agenda of both parties were successfully blended. If negotiation had ended in an impasse, you would be able to recognize that the agendas of the parties were not successfully blended. In terms of prediction and advice for the future, agenda melding provides insight into how to effectively combine or blend two people's agendas and more in order to achieve a successful outcome. When engaging in communication, it is important to remember that both parties should have their own agenda, as well as working together to create a third agenda. Additionally, it is important to keep an open mind and remain flexible when it comes to combining or blending agendas in order to reach a successful outcome. By keeping these things in mind, you will be better equipped to engage in productive communication with others. The theory of agenda is rooted in the intellectual work of a few key theorists, most notably the American sociologist Charles Wright Mills. Mills is credited with introducing the concept of power elite, which refers to the small group of people who control the economic, political, and cultural institution. This theory was developed in his book The Power Elite, which was published in 1956. This book In this book, Mills argued that the power elite was composed of a few individuals who had access to the most resources and were able to influence decisions making in the US and around the world. Mills worked on the power elite, inspired many other theorists, including German philosopher Jürgen Jürgen Habermas, who introduced the concept of the public sphere. This term refers to the space in which citizens can discuss and debate issues of public importance. Habermas argued that in order for citizens to have meaningful dialogue, they must have access to public sphere where they can express their own opinions without fear of being silenced. The work of Mills and Habermas. The work of Mills and Habermas formed the foundation for the development of the agenda theory. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, American sociologist Alvin Goldern developed this theory further to explore how power dynamics can shape the development of public society. He argued that those who are most influenced in public sphere are able to set the agendas for policy making, and that is that they are able to determine in sh- which issues are discussed and debated, as well as how those issues are framed. Framed. Overall, agenda melding is a useful theory of communication that offers an understanding of how communication is dynamic interaction between multiple parties. It is a relatively simple and applicable to a variety of contexts and offers a comprehensive view of communications. However, it does have some shortcomings as it is difficult to measure the outcomes of communication and does not take into account the role of power dynamics. As a married man, some tips I kind of thrown together in my perspective how others or married couples could use agenda building in their lives. Communicate frequently. It is essential for married couples to communicate frequently. This would help build a strong foundation of trust and understanding, which when couples communicate openly and honest, it helps to create a deeper connection and a stronger bond. Making time for each other. Life can get busy, and it's easy to get wrapped up in the day-to-day tasks. It is important to make time for each other and to do things together. This could be anything from going out for dinner, talks, walks together, or even going to the gym or, you know, going out to the beach, anything fun. Spending quality time together is important for any relationship. Listening to each other. Listening to each other is one of the most important things a married couple can do. It is important to hear what the other person is saying and understand their point of view. This can help create a deeper level of understanding and connection.